Weston, do you want to say hi? Hi, Mom and Aunt Linda and anybody else who might be watching this. This is my first chair class, which is super exciting. Hopefully it's, a little more accessible, a little slower paced, but still targeting those muscles that we want to target and just giving your, a full body refresh. So without further ado, let's get started. The only thing you'll need is a chair, which is pretty easy. It doesn't really matter what kind of chair you have. I just like a normal standard wooden chair. But we'll get started sitting on your chair. Okay, so just let your back rest against the back of the chair. Just palms down on your thighs, feet firmly rooted on the floor. So even though our backs are resting on the chair, can you still find this sense of lifting up in your spine, right? So we're not slouching, just really finding like a lift of the chest, the straightness of the spine, and then close your eyes. So as you close your eyes, let's take a few deep breaths here to start. So exhale out all your air. Deep breath in. Open mouth, let it go. One more, filling all the way up. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And then just breathe normally here. Starting to come into this space. Even if you've been in this space all day, actually spending time to be aware, right? Like sitting here, maybe listening to the sounds outside, or maybe just like clicking of appliances, or just, little things that normally you may not notice. Perhaps how the carpeting or floor feels under your feet. Any smells, quality of the air, the temperature, the way your clothes feel against your skin. Just observing, just noticing what's going on and resisting that urge, since we are in our homes, to think about all of the things around you that there are to do at the moment. That's pretty tricky. Like when we're in our own space, I sometimes find that the mind runs wild on the laundry that I need to do, or the floor needs a good sweep. So see if you can continue to bring the attention back to your breath anytime that you notice the mind kind of just being elsewhere. Try and find some softness here, right? So can you just maybe pull the shoulders away from your ears, or let the tongue rest away from the roof of the mouth, softening through the jaw, through your hip flexors, just finding some lightness. Maybe observe this tendency to want to move through this quickly, right? Like I feel kind of, with being heavily stimulated all the time via social media or the computer, or just always being on the go, that when I sit down like this, just doing nothing, I can still feel that sense of urgency, that wanting to get through it, that wanting it to be over. But see if you can sit here just being cool with not doing anything, right? Maybe start to observe your reaction to not doing anything. I know mine sometimes is not the most positive. So see if that's resonating with you. And softening through the eyelids. Let's take just a few more breaths here, focusing on the breath coming in and going out. Something we do every single day since the minute we were born, but can we find something new, something interesting about the breath? Let's do one more breath here. Okay, then gently blink the eyes open. And we'll start here with some just gentle cat and cow. So start to come forward. So now you'll bring your back away from the back of the chair. Hands to the knees, just inhale to cow pose. So you'll just pull the chest through the upper arms, pulling back on the skin of your knees to really arch the spine. Maybe gaze up. And exhale, push your knees forward as you round the spine, letting your head be just dangly. Your neck is neutral. Inhale to cow pose, pull the chest through the upper arms, find the length. Exhale to cat pose, round, take up lots of space. One more inhale, cat or cow pose. And exhale to cat. We'll come to neutral. Let's come into just some nice gentle neck rolls here. So you'll move your right ear to your right shoulder, breathing length through the neck, the left side of your neck. Letting the right ear drop down on its own time. So we're not forcing it, just letting it open on its own, nice and easy. And chin to chest. We'll rock the head over to the left side. So left ear, left shoulder. You can pull your right shoulder away from your ear any amount to find some more length. Just breathing into the right side of your neck. Just a few more breaths. And then chin to chest. And you come back to neutral. We'll do some sun A's on the chair, which is cool. It's the first time I've ever done this, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so push into your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead for seated Urdhva Hastasana. Can you rotate the pinkies in so the outer arms roll in? So find some hollowness of the armpit, right? You spin your arms out, the armpits kind of go broad. We pull the outer arms in, you find this hollowness, this sort of divot in the armpit, right? Straighten your arms 100%, start to feel them working. Exhale, palms come to heart center, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach your arms down and up. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. So let your belly rest on your thighs and just head dangles forward. Maybe grabbing for opposite elbows here. And really let your chest and torso be heavy here. Right? Let your head, let energy just drip out of the crown of your head. Breathing. Release your hip flexors in this pose, right? They might have a tendency to grip. Can you release through that place? Let's have 2 big breaths here. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. One more, fill up. And let it go. Okay. Bring your hands to your shins. Reach the crown of your head long. Actually, hands to the knees might be easier. So hands to the knees. Reach your chest forward, crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold again. All right, come all the way up, arms come out, up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, pull it in, palms to heart center. Okay, let's do 2 more of these. Inhale, arms go out and up. Exhale, fold, coming all the way down, just for a breath here. Inhale, bringing your hands to the knees or the chair, just find that halfway lift, so chest is parallel to the ground. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, palms to heart center, pull it in. Nice. Inhale, reach the arms up and out. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, bring your hands to your knees or the chair, flatten out through your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, pull it in, palms to heart center. Okay, good. We'll come up off the chair now, so lift on up. Move my chair to this way. Coming into down dog. So if you're on hardwood like I am, you might get the added benefit of really having to hug everything in to keep the chair from slipping, right? So you're really gonna have to use your core. If you're noticing that that's pretty tricky for you, you can lay down a yoga mat or just do this on some carpeting. So from here, I'm going to place my hands on the chair and step back. Step back far enough so that you feel like your heels can comfortably rest on the ground, but you're getting some added shoulder stretch here. So resist the urge to just dump the chest through the upper arms, which might feel pretty good, but let's keep it lifted. So shortening the distance between the ribs and your hips. And from here, really pushing your thighs back, like you had a friend behind you pulling up on your thighs. See if you can bring your ears in between your upper arms and then squeeze, there's Bodhi. Squeeze your upper arms in towards your ears. Okay, so you ground down into all of your knuckles on the chair. Keep lifting up through your forearms. Let's find one more breath here. Everything's engaged. All right, shift forward into plank pose. Plank on the chair, very exciting. So from here, see if you can just find like a perfect line of energy all the way from your heels, all the way out through the crown of your head, energetically pulling the thumbs towards one another to really fire up through your biceps, and then bring your heels above your toes, okay? So thighs are super strong like steel. Low belly pulls up and in, so resist the surge, kind of like let the belly drop, okay? Lift, 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 lift. Pull your chest through your upper arms. Let's have one more breath here. All right, now let your hips dip. We'll find upward facing dog. So if this is okay on your back, this is a big back bend here. Pull your shoulders down your back, right? So broadening through the collarbones, broadening through the chest, and breathe. Keep that low belly lifting, right? So we're not totally letting everything just flop here. You're really lifting up out of the shoulders, lifting the low belly. Let's find one more breath. Exhale, down dog, lifting with the lowest part of your belly as you pull back into down dog. Good, deep inhale here. Open mouth, exhale. Keep pulling those ribs in, keep the belly tight here. One more breath, inhale. Release, exhale. Okay, walk forward. Come into some standing poses here. So we'll start in triangle pose. So you'll come to the side of your chair. So place the front foot parallel with the side of your chair, and then you'll step your back foot, let's see, you'll get the distance by raising your arms. So you raise your arms, see that your feet are right under your arms. Okay, so from here, let's start with the right foot forward, so make sure that you're on the same side as me. Move your right hip back. So really, right hip crease moves back. You'll notice that that left hip wants to pop forward. That's totally fine. Then place your hand on the chair. So you may need to finagle this a little bit to make sure that the chair can offer you some support. Left hand can start on your hip first and then reach it up towards the sky. So stacking both shoulders on top of one another. Really work to roll that right shoulder head back. Grounding into the big toe ball mount of your right foot here. So this tendency to kind of like open, letting that foot kind of roll to the right side. Can you keep grounding into the big toe? Pushing into the back foot, and then from the base of your rib cage, spin the chest open towards the ceiling. Keep the low belly lifting. Let's find one more breath here. Inhale, rise, lift up off the chair, and we'll come to the other side. So for me, I'm just gonna come over here. So you'll stack, bring your left foot to parallel with the chair. And again, you'll know that you have the right length because your feet are right underneath your hands. So from here, this time moving the left hip crease back, let that right hip roll forward just a smidge. Left hand comes to the chair, reach your right arm high. So keep both thighs hugging in towards the midline here. Again, pushing into the big toe of the left foot. If you tend to hyperextend in the knees, bring a little baby bend into the left knee. And then roll your left shoulder down your back. There's this tendency to want to let it pop forward like that. So can you pull the left shoulder head back, reach the right arm 100% straight, maybe start to spin your chest open towards the ceiling. Pulling the ribs towards the hips for one more breath. And push into both feet, come on up. Get out of it. Okay, moving on. This time, we'll take the chair so that, let's see, how do we want to set this up? Okay. You'll come actually to the side of the chair. So you're standing on the side of the chair. See that your right foot is exactly on the side of the chair. Then you'll step the left foot back and you're sort of straddling the chair here. So the chair supports this right thigh. We're coming into warrior two. So depending on your strength level, you can rest the hips on the chair. So you can kind of just get the work in warrior two. If you want to go further, you're looking for a little bit more strength building, you'll lift. So you may have to walk that back foot in just a smidge. You'll actually lift your hips up off the chair, but the chair's still beneath you in case you want to rest, and that's totally cool. So wherever you are, lift your arms. Again, they come right underneath or right above your feet. And here, whether your thigh is sitting on the chair, it's lifted, you want to keep pulling that right hip crease back so that your right knee's tracking in line with your second and third toe, right? There's this tendency to want to flap in, so keep pulling that right hip crease back to keep the right leg externally rotating. It's rotating outward. Yeah. Push into this back leg, lift the low belly up and in, right? So we're not letting it dump out, we're really lifting in, finding that core strength, and breathe, right? Push into the right heel here, right? That all the way wants to go into the toes. Can you push into the heel? Let's breathe here. Feeling the stretch in the hips and the groin. One more breath. Okay, gently start to straighten through both legs. So you're in like a wide leg, both legs are straight. We'll just come over to the other side. It takes a little bit of finagling with the chair here. But you'll just bend into the left leg. Again, dropping the hips under the chair, keeping them lifted. Both great options. Push into the left heel. Again, rolling that left hip crease back. And can you aim the tailbone towards the ground? Okay, so it's not rotating up. You're aiming your tailbone down. Keep the shoulders above the hips. Arms reach in opposite direction. Can you breathe some length into your side body here, right? So lengthening through your side body. Roll both shoulders down your back. Let's do 2 breaths here, finding some balance in between strength and ease, okay? Last breath. All right, start to straighten through that front leg, parallel both legs, and then somehow come off the chair. That one's kind of tricky to get into. Okay, just one more standing pose here. Chair will come back to where it was before. Coming into down dog. Okay, so pressing onto the chair, stepping your feet back. Let's breathe here. And bring the ears to your upper arms, pushing into the chair to find that lift. Move your thighs towards the back of the room. Breathe. Last breath here. Can you pull your ribs in any amount? All right, and then bring your right foot forward. Spin your back heel down. Straighten through your right leg. Coming into pyramid pose. So you'll notice here that your hips kind of want to bump over to the left. So keep pulling that right hip crease back. And then lengthen your spine out of your hips here. So it might help to like grab onto the chair and lengthen, just like we did in cow pose. Lengthen your chest through your upper arms. Pull your right hip back any amount and keep reaching the chest long. Let's breathe here. Okay, I'd like to come into Parivrita Trikonasana, which is a very advanced pose, but it's quite accessible on the chair. So bring your left hand to the center of the chair, and then from the base of the rib cage, you're going to spin your ribs over to the right. Keep pulling that right hip back, and then reach your right arm high. Breathing here. It might be a little harder to breathe because we're in a pretty deep twist. Pull both shoulders down your back. Thighs are super strong and hugging in. Let's have one more breath. Exhale, release your palm. Step back to downward facing dog. Okay, deep breath in from down dog. Open mouth, exhale. One more inhale. Release, exhale. The other side. So it might help to step the feet to touch, then reach your right foot in, spin your back heel down, and straighten through your left, straighten through your left leg. Pull your left hip crease back, and if this is tricky, it's hard for you to straighten your legs, you can always hop that back foot in a smidge more, okay? Wherever you are, pull the left hip crease back, grab for the chair, and reach your chest through your upper arms here. So already you should be feeling a huge stretch in the back side of both legs. Breathe, again, like a tube of toothpaste. You're like squirting your spine out of your hips. You're really lengthening, reaching the crown of your head long. Both thighs hugging in. And then we'll come into the twist. So place your right hand to the center of your chair. From the base of the rib cage, again, you're spinning the left ribs towards the left. Or sorry, the right ribs towards the left. Yeah, reach your left arm high. Keep pulling your left hip crease back. Both shoulders roll down your back. Maybe you want to go even further and gaze up towards your left thumb. Last breath, low belly pulls up and in. Exhale, release your palm. Step back to downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Okay. Come forward into plank pose. Right, so stacking your shoulders over your wrists. You're shooting energy out of your heels. Keep lifting through your belly here. Chest moves through your upper arms. Coming into side plank. Okay, so walk your right hand in towards the center of your chair. Roll onto the knife edge of your right foot. Reach your arm high. Rainbow your hips, so lift, lift, lift the hips. See that the left hip is on top of the right. One more breath, super strong. This is really hard. Exhale, release the left hand down, come back into plank pose. I know, it's really hard. Breathe here, keep pulling the chest through the upper arms. I'm shaking. All right, left hand to the middle of the chair. Let's roll to the other side. So again, knife edge of your left foot, reach the right arm high, rainbow your hips here. Maybe start to spin your chest up and breathe for 3, 2, with joy for 1. Exhale, place your palm down. Last breath in plank pose. You can do it. Downward facing dog. Pull your hips back. Nice. Deep inhale. Release. Exhale. Okay. Walk forward. All right. We can do some balancing poses. So what's nice about the chair is that it really does allow you to find some stability in these otherwise really challenging balance poses, especially if I know both of you have neuropathy and that can be really tough when balancing, right? So it's nice that we have the stability of the chair. So let's start just standing next to the chair, coming into tree pose. So right foot's gonna be our foundation. Actually, I'll mirror you. So left foot is your foundation. Right foot comes to the inner calf, or if you want to go further, you'll grab for your foot, bring it to the inner thigh. Just as long as you're avoiding the knee joint, right? Because the knee joint does not move this way. Good. Okay, so hang on to the chair for stability. I should also mention that if just balancing on one foot, even with the chair, is tough, you can use your foot kind of like a kickstand. So your toes are resting on the floor, but you're still getting the benefit of tree pose. You're opening the right knee wide. So from here, softening through the inner thigh, kind of letting your tailbone move down, reach length out of the crown of your head. You bring the right palm to heart center for grounding, for stability. And breathe. Can you hug the left outer hip in any amount here? It likes to pop out. Maybe test your balance by just bringing the left hand off of the chair for a minute. It's right there, so you can always grab it if you need to. Find something that's not moving that you can gaze at. And then gently release your right foot. We'll just walk to the other side of the chair and do it on the other side. So from this side, right foot's going to be your foundation. Left foot can either act as a kickstand, just opening the left knee out to the left calf, or maybe bring your left foot up to your inner thigh. Again, wherever you are, that left thigh is externally rotating, like in all those standing poses we were doing. Hug the low belly in here. Really find stability in the right leg. And so fire up through the right leg. So if you can push your right foot into, your left foot into your right thigh into your left foot. So there's this hugging in motion. Yeah, again, if that right hip wants to pop out, hug it in. Lifting up out of the crown of your head, maybe your left hand comes to heart center. Maybe you play with the balance, bring the right hand to heart center. And find your stability here. You've got the chair there if you need to. Let's have just a few more breaths. And gently release. Okay, let's come on to the chair. Sit down. Coming into a hip opener. Okay, so take your right foot, right ankle to your left thigh. It's like you're sitting in a chair normally. Flex your right foot. Okay, so already flexing the right foot is going to feel like some sort of hip stretch for you probably. It does for me certainly. But if you want to go further, you can always lengthen the spine and then just fold any amount over your right shin. So you can rest your arms on the shin, even just folding this amount and feeling it pretty intense stretch in my right outer hip. So just breathe into where you feel this. And finding some softness here. We have so much connective tissue in our hips. It's really beneficial when we take the time to stretch it out, right? To really hold these long poses and let that really dense connective tissue start to open. It allows a little bit more freedom in our hips. And what's super cool about this pose is that you can do it at your desk, right? If you just have a spare minute and you're like, man, my hips feel tight, you can hunker down and enjoy this nice hip stretch. Let's have one more breath here. And you gently start to come up. If you folded, we'll release the right leg and we'll come into the other side. So left ankle to your right knee. From here, again, stay here. This is totally fine. Just flex left foot, right? To really protect the knee joint. Otherwise, if you want to go forward, you'll lengthen the chest through the upper arms. Fold any amount over your left shin. Keeping the left foot flexed. And breathing into the left outer hip where we should be feeling this right now. Let's have just 3 more breaths here. Can you relax something? Whether it's the ears away from the shoulders away from your ears, tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Maybe close your eyes. If you're down, slowly start to come up, release the left foot, and then bring your feet wide here. Kind of, again, straddling the chair, but we're sitting down this time. Heels in, toes out just a tad. First, start to push into the knees. Feel some length in your spine. And then we'll come into a nice side stretch. So bring your right elbow to your right knee. Reach your left arm up, 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 up. Find the length. And then start to come over. So find a really, really nice side stretch here. Keep grounding the left hip onto the chair. So it's going to want to pop up. You keep the left hip rooted. Breathing through all of your side ribs. Finding space in your side body. Finishing touch, maybe spin your chest open towards the ceiling. And then push into your right arm. Come on up. Feel the difference. We'll come over to the left side. So left elbow to your left knee. Reach your right arm up. First, find the length. Exhale, arm comes over for a nice easy side stretch. Again here, that right hip's gonna wanna pop up. Can you keep it grounding? Breathe, breathe, breathe through your ribs. Maybe start to spin your chest open, but keep the left shoulder pulling down your back for one more breath. And push into your elbow, start to rise. Good. Okay. Bring your knees closed. And then we'll actually bring your knees over to the left side. Okay. So inhale here, we're coming into a nice twist. Inhale, length. Exhale, bring your hands to the back of the chair. So you're spinning your chest open towards the left. Broaden through your left collarbone. Find the length here. Inhale, length through your spine. Exhale, broaden through your left collarbone any amount. One more just like that. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist, using the leverage of the chair to twist a little bit deeper. Maybe even gaze over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Bring your knees back to center and then over to the right side. Okay. Again, from here, find the length. So root your sit bones into the chair, reach length through the crown of your head, and then bring your hands to the back side of the chair, this time twisting towards the right. So inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, twist your left rib cage to the right. Two more, just like that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, broadening through the right collarbone. Last one, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Maybe again gaze over your right shoulder if that feels okay on the neck. And then come back to center. Okay, we'll take one more fold here to come to an end. So just relax your belly onto your thighs, grabbing for opposite elbows. Let your head be heavy. Oh, that feels so good. When you feel like you've softened and released everything, see if you can soften even more, right? Do a quick scan of the body. Where are you holding tension that you might be able to let go of? Maybe shake the head yes, gently, and no. Just a few more breaths here. Slowly start to roll up, again using the support of the chair if you need to. You get to your seated position, palms come to heart center, and close your eyes. Rooting your feet firmly into the ground. Finding that lift all the way from your sit bones through the crown of your head. And we'll take one breath today, kind of to acknowledge you're taking the time to make space for yourself. The both of us showing up, right? It's such a struggle, especially with all of our expectations, to just find a couple of minutes to breathe and to feel into your body. And so this is a big deal, right? Let's breathe together to acknowledge our commitment. So exhale out all your air. Deep inhale, fill up. Open mouth, exhale. Bring your palms to third eye center, a space between your eyebrows. Let this practice continue to serve you so that you may better serve others, and greet each new day with softness and ease. Namaste. Thank you. It was very fun practicing with you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Love you. Bye.